Well, there it is. Welcome to another Warcraft 3 Reforged video. This time looking at the human models, Arthurs with Frostmourne, Uther, Medivh, and many more with like the HD textures, the lighting. It's a bit more polished now, so you're going to appreciate that, I'm sure of it. Over at Wowhead, this article can be found, and they say we're having a ton of fun covering Warcraft 3 Reforged, and as you may have noticed, we've been improving the quality of our models in the past few days. We now have the high-definition models of human characters for you, including Arthurs with Frostmourne, Uther, Jaina, and Medivh. In the human campaign, The Scourge of Lordaeron, we watch Arthurs gradually lose his humanity as he transforms from Paladin to Death Knight, witnessing the Colin of Stratham, claiming Frostmourne and murdering his father, King Tyrannus. In the expansion pack, Legacy of the Damned, we then follow Arthur's growing control over the Scourge, culminating in his rise to power as the new Lich King. Other major characters depicted below include Uther, a paladin of the Knights of the Silver Hand, the founding one, and mentor to Arthas. Jaina, here a talented young mage who assists Arthas in his fight against the undead until the Cullen of Stratham. Medivh, appearing to multiple characters as a mysterious prophet urging them to try to travel to Kalimdor to save their own people. And Tinnitus, leader of the Kirin Tor and mentor to Jaina Proudmoore. So starting off with Arthas, these will be fairly quick looks because we have seen these models before, but obviously more HD'd. So there's Arthas with his very shiny hammer. Oh wow, look at the difference now. That reflection, that icy, cold, bitter look in Arthas. Really, really cool. Medivh, the shiny glare. Definitely emphasizes the prophet. He's covered by the hood. What is behind the hood? Very mysterious. There's his raven form. Looking almost evil with the red eyes. Would you trust that raven? Jaina, still not completely sold on her face underneath the hood. She almost looks a bit grumpy and sort of not happy to be there. The rest of her garments are quite fitting though. But I feel like perhaps just have the hood back and show her head and her hair. Uther, looking incredibly stoic and pious there. Absolutely what you would expect of someone who is a little bit too into the light. Oh wow, is that Garithos? And he's the back of his legs, the horse's legs are now there, so we can enjoy those. This is a model we haven't seen so much, so I'm just going to zoom in on this one. Thank you, Dragon Dennis. He says, I did it, soon 6 months. Thank you very much there for the sub. So you don't quite get to see his face, but just even from that little bit of the face that we can see, you can see the contempt that is within those eyes for anyone that isn't human. Very pompous and grandeur. He looks great. He looks pretty much what you would expect now. Because before, without all the high textured modeling and HDness, he was just looking like a chubby dude, but I like the approach of it. And now, with the appropriate lighting, you can just see the vitriol in the face. It is pretty much spot on. I think people will be hard-pressed to not like this Garithos model. If you don't like it, then let me know in the comments section why. And if you do, then definitely do. Because I'm really keen to see the Garithos support because he's awesome. Make sure to thumbs up the video if you haven't done so already because it definitely helps. Let's continue actually through these models until we get to the last one. Archmage and Tinnitus. I feel like this is another one I might need to have a little sneak look at. Just because he looks a bit clustered from a distance. So this is one concern we've had, is he's a little bit dark, a little bit sort of blended in. So the face is almost there. Still a little bit too dwarvish for my liking, but the eyes help to give him that look of power. And obviously he's quite aged. Doesn't quite look as... He does have a snooty look to him, but he doesn't quite look as snooty. So I'm not completely sold on Tinnitus. But I feel like it's almost there. Hello. Who's this one? So this is... Is that the Archmage hero then? Deckard Cain. I almost like this one more in a way. I've actually started to grow to like this one. I like the beard more. Interesting. I'll scroll down and find out exactly who that is, but I think that might just be the Archmage hero. So here's the Water Elemental. Looking more liquidy, but still very congealed. I think this is just how it's going to be. So those that are looking for a spitting image of the original Water Elemental probably are not going to get it. But at least it still gives a beefy Water Elemental approach. Perhaps a little too similar to the Voidwalker model. But that's maybe a reason behind the similarity. Aha. Dagran the Orc Slayer. The appropriate shine is just bringing out how epic this guy looks. He truly looks like the kind of poster boy for the humans in a way, doesn't he? You could be this hero too if you train hard. You can totally imagine that. Looks pretty incredible, I gotta say. Now, this Footman is more appealing to me. I don't know whether they made the shield larger or what, but it's more reminiscent of the original Footman, who does have a very large shield, and therefore that shield can be coloured appropriately. So this could be very strong red or very strong blue around the outer rim, and obviously the hairstyle would be like coloured for the player colour. So that would give you a strong indication as to what this unit is, who it belongs to. Halleck, the Lifebringer, just pretty cool looking character overall. Fairly mysterious. It's almost like a cross between Admiral Proudmoore and Medivh in a weird way, if they became some sort of paladin. This is the paladin hero that you will get as melee. I'm not really sold on the face. I haven't been since day one, and even with the high texture, it doesn't really work for me, but it's obviously the direction they're going with this guy, so I will probably just use a skin over this guy. Okay, so that's a riderless horse. Looking pretty amazing. Very realistic in a couple of these shots, like this one in particular. I mean, wow. There's the knight. Definitely awesome. Very powerful. Quite regal. The flag almost looks a little tattered there. But aside from that, he still looks pretty shiny and powerful. Perhaps he's been at war a couple of times, so there is a little bit of wear and tear. This is... I always get his name somewhat wrong. It's like Bazaruk Nicholas or something like that. Bazaruk. But either way, this guy's got slightly more armor than Halleck and a different curvature to the sword. Just another cool looking guy. He reminds me a little bit of Ned Stark from Game of Thrones. Or grizzled look. Buzzin. Okay. And this one is Mograth the Defender, I think. Or somewhere along that Margoth the Defender. I don't remember all the names off heart, but I'm starting to get there. Just a powerful looking tanky type dude. Okay, that works more for me. The Militia with a sword. He looks very much like he's just been roped in, which is how he should look, because he certainly shouldn't look happy to be fighting, especially not from the voice lines that you can hear. Yeah, pretty good. He's just there. He has to do it. There's the peasant, somewhat slouched over, but still tough because of all the labouring. I mean, they're really built, aren't they, those peasants? Let's face it. Okay, this is Edmonson or something, I think. Another sort of sword and board shield defender. He's got a little tome at the back, glowing nicely. Wow. That captain model. That's really good. I guess he's still going to have like the brown beard, big nose, which makes him look a little bit dwarven in the face. I think a lot of the humans actually look quite dwarvish. Maybe that's a deliberate thing, I don't know, but it doesn't help to distinguish them between the dwarfs. Here is basically the siege engine / war wagon. It looks pretty amazing. There's all sorts of machinery kicking off on this one, and just a beefy, powerful look. The difference between the wheels, it is pretty incredible. And last but not least, we have Dalen Proudmoore, who just looks fantastic, in my opinion. A little piratey, but people get upset when I call him piratey. But that's fine, because we don't really have any models that look that way. So for me, that works. Now, we're just going to take a look at Frostmourne, Arthas with Menethil. So this is a video of Arthas. Boom. Now, I feel like obviously there's some work to do. He looks a bit jittery. Some of the animations don't necessarily line up correctly. As you saw when he stabbed forward with the sword, he wasn't quite handling the hilt correctly. So I don't know if that's something that could be easily fixed or how they put this all together. He definitely looks very shaky. Just gotta say. But we don't know how finished all of this is. He falls down. He's been taken up. Yeah, that looks like a confident stride that he would typically have if he was going into battle. The forward stab. Oh, he actually twists the blade. Very nice. So that cloak is insane. That's really cool, the amount of detail in just that back cloak itself, let alone all the rest of the armor. Just the ragdoll effect, the flow. It is very pleasing. Very pleasing indeed. One more swing. And then that was it. You left yourself open for a frost. You can see the power of the grip just drawing in. I like that little jog. That's like a casual canter as you start to speed up towards the front line. The bottom of the shoes are very dark. Don't know if that's intentional or not. He rises up and gives a menacing look and turns, looking at the power of Frostmourne. That's almost like if he picks up Frostmourne or something. He's just admiring it. So it's repeating. I just want to take another quick look at the frost, which is the most off-putting part. If the video will let me. Maybe it won't. Was it before? I think it was before. It was like right at the start. Unfortunately, it doesn't want to play ball. So, so that's where we have a slight issue. Who's this cheeky chap? Some sort of WTiiWarcraft video over here. Yeah, obviously there needs to be a little bit more connection between the weapon he's wielding, but how they model all of this, I don't know, so I'm not an expert when it comes to this. In fact, pretty much the opposite of an expert when it comes to this. So you might know better, so feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Those are the models for the humans. HD, beautiful shiny texture. Looks like it's starting to come along very nicely, so thank you very much to Wowhead for the article. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to thumbs up. Have a great day. I will see you later.